Welcome back. I have returned. You're probably wondering where I've been at. Well, last week I was on vacation. I took some time off to handle some medical needs, recharge batteries, spend time with the fam, not trying to really move anywhere, and I end up having to do a little more extra than I thought. But all that's in the past. I have returned. Not like there's been much to talk about in the world of the Cowboys. As far as like the KJ Wright thing, we're still talking. I don't know how much more there is to talk about. I guess the agent and the Joneses are discussing how many years on the term, stuff like that, because that was the sticking point with him in Seattle. Seattle wanted to do a short-term deal, and he wanted some long-term security. That led to their breakup. And I'm sure he's looking to do the same thing with Dallas. Dallas likes to do minimal deals right now just so they can get out from under the cap this year, and next year spend when the cap goes back up. But if you're not a guy that's like on their radar, that's been around for a while, that they can trust, they're not going to give you more than like a 1-year deal. After those 1-year prove-it deals, then they might kick some more into them. But until then, you just getting a lot of these 1-year deals. Now, there's been some exceptions. There have been guys signed for multiple year deals. I guess the Cowboys have a little more confidence in those guys than a lot of the other free agents coming in. So we'll have to see. Until we get word that either we sign him or he signs elsewhere, it's just going to be a game of chicken until then. We're just not going to know. In other news, I keep looking at all these pro days, and God knows what the Cowboys are going to do at number 10. Now that you got Philly had been moving around, San Francisco's been moving around, Miami's moved around, then you got the news of Sam Darnold getting traded to Carolina. So that it means that the Jets are on the clock for a possible quarterback. The Panthers are probably going to move on from Teddy Bridgewater. A co-worker of mine, he's pounding the table to get Teddy Bridgewater as a backup for us. And it's not the worst idea, but he hasn't been the same since his injury in Minnesota all those years ago. Everybody touts his undefeated streak with New Orleans as, the outlier, that he's great, even though he was with a ready built team. Which is funny because you always say that's the problem with Dak, is that he needs a team around him to win. Well, isn't that exactly what happened with Teddy? He had a pre-made New Orleans Saints ready to win no matter what happened to Drew Brees. And they won. All he had to do was maintain. And now that he had to go through a whole season with a team that, like Carolina, that wasn't ready to win, you see he wasn't that great. But, everybody's going to point to, Christian McCaffrey was hurt, and, he don't have the receiving weapons. And it's like, well, you can't use that excuse because you don't use the same excuse for that. So nobody wants to hear that argument. But we'll see. People think Sam Darnold in Carolina is going to be better. We'll see. They say they got weapons there. Other than McCaffrey, there ain't really much there. But yeah, we're slowly starting to see movement in the draft. A lot of moves being made. Not much is really going to change. You already know 3 to 4, maybe even 5 quarterbacks are going off the board before we even get at 10. And more than likely, it's going to be all offense gone before us. And with that, you now have the possibility of some of these generational talents falling to us. And, the mock people are all over the place. You've had Surtain pretty much etched in from the beginning. Then you had Farley in there until he had to have his surgery. You had J.C. Horn just do his pro day and blow the socks off everybody, and now he's mocked. You got Sewell, who may get knocked down. You got Kyle Pitts, who may come down. You got Slater, who may come down. People talk about Micah Parsons or the Joker. I mean, you never know what people are going to do in this draft this year. Then quarterbacks going, there's no guarantee who's going to pick and where. And that's what I can't wait for. That first night of the draft is going to be crazy. I'm not even sure if the Cowboys are even going to stay at number 10. That's why I'm not even trying to get in that boat. Because years past, you knew kind of, what was going to happen based off of need and Jason Garrett. You knew what we were going to do. Now, you get Mike McCarthy, and he actually goes best player available last year and gets CD Lamb. If Kyle Pitts falls, do you think we're going to pick Kyle Pitts? Even though the secondary still is in need. Which brings me to my next point. We have 10 picks in this draft, right? With the comp picks and our regular picks. We could do some things. We don't need to just sit at 10. We can move up. We can move back. We can move back into the first round if we wanted to. And there's somebody we wanted that fell. I mean, the Cowboys have a lot of options this year in this draft to do what they need to do and what they want to do. A recent mock that I saw today has, I think they picked, let's see, at number 10, it was, give me 1 second. So they mocked the Cowboys with getting J.C. Horn at number 10. I mean, not number 10. They swapped picks with New England. New England and Dallas swapped their first round picks. We go to 15. They go to 10. We take their second round pick at number 44. And we give them our third round pick, 99. So at number 15, we pick J.C. Horn. Okay. That's a little farther down because people said a 10 pick is not, we shouldn't pick defense with that high of a pick. It doesn't work out, blah, blah, blah. And they did it. It shored up a need and it moved it farther back in the draft so the haters can stop complaining about it being so high. And they pulled the trigger. Now, when it came down to the 44th pick that we got from New England, we picked Jabril Cox, linebacker out of LSU. Shores up the linebackers. So you can get another moderate free agent to finish out the linebacking crew. Then you have at 46, 2 picks later, our own original pick, we get Richie Grant, safety, and there's your defense mostly fixed in the first 2 rounds off of one trade. Now, that ain't bad, is it? Not bad at all. I'm sure some people would say, no, at number 10, you don't swap with nobody. You take Kyle Pitts at number 10, and then you wait till 46, and then you go get a corner. Well, by the time you get there, Horn and Surtain are definitely gone. Farley is probably the next best guy, but then you got to worry about him being able to play, and his injury history now is starting to be called into question. He took off last year, and, he was mocked pretty good there until this came up. That kind of knocked a lot of people off their board, so not sure you want to keep going with that one. You may be able to get a safety now in that second round, but now you've gone through 2 rounds and you haven't gone to shore up that corner position, which is in dire need because I am tired of seeing Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis playing on the outside getting beat or getting fucking handsy. So no, Kyle Pitts at 10 is okay if he's there. But if I have the option to move back, garner more picks, and shore up the defense and everything, still, yeah, I might pull the trigger on that one. A lot of people say, well, you took Kyle Pitts at 10 so that you don't have to worry about New York or Philly getting them right behind us. Yeah, sure, that's probably their whole thing right now is to get him. But if he's off the board before we even pick, then it's kind of a ridiculous scenario. We don't have to worry about it anyway. And a lot of people are probably hoping now that he is gone just so we don't have this conversation. And if anything, somebody might want to get an offensive tackle. If Sewell, which I don't see happening, or Slater are still on the board, would you pick them over J.C. Horn or Surtain? So it's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. I don't know where to choose. I'm all over the place with it. I just can't wait, man. I'm a go my first day back to work today. I'm gonna put in for the first day of the draft. I'm gonna be at home. I've been asked if I'm gonna live stream it. Probably not, because I know a lot of guys are going to be live streaming at the same time, so it's kind of not really a point for me to do it. If everybody's watching somebody else, I can always just record my reaction and put it up at any point so you all can see at any time. Because if it's live, then a lot of y'all will miss it and then say, did I do anything for it? So that's probably what I'll do. After that, I just wanted to bring up that a lot of guys are getting their jersey numbers. And, it's been pretty quiet as far as jersey numbers going out. The only thing was that Keanu Neal used to have 22 back in Atlanta and everywhere, but 22 is kind of sacred in Dallas, so he's trying to switch it up to 42, which used to be Barry Church. They gave him a shout out and everything, but they gave 42 to J-Ron Curse already. Now, if I had to pick between Neal and Curse, I'm pretty sure Neal will get that number before Curse. LP Ladacre's number's been given out to Carlos Watkins at 91. Francis Bernard switching to 53 because he used to be 44, and now Jake McQuaid is going to be that. And 53 used to be Justin March, but he switched to 59. Ty Nsekhe is going to be 75. Brett Urban's going to be 95. And Tyrone Crawford's number has already been given up to Terrell Basham at 98. So, a lot of guys moving on, a lot of new guys coming in. And one other thing before I get out of here is that they talked about the offseason. They're hoping more of a regular offseason that we've had previously. That's going to happen. They're still going to start offseason meetings virtually. And they got to submit protocols and everything to the NFL, safety protocols, COVID tests, stuff like that, as more people get vaccinated. And it's not going to be guys on top of each other first thing like it used to be, but they're slowly going to ramp it up so you don't have just 2 weeks to get ready this year. We're actually going to have a preseason and off-season program. So installing a defense this year with the new guys, thankfully, should not be a problem. Communication should be better. If Quinn can get the linebackers back to where they were a couple years ago, and we can show up the secondary and the line, oh, man. Yeah. The more and more I look at it, it's like Kyle Pitts is nice, but I don't need Kyle Pitts to score 30, 40, 50 points a game. If I got to do that much scoring, that means my defense ain't doing shit to win. And that's what we need to fix. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we supposed to have been, what, Team 40 Burger last year, and that didn't happen but once or twice? So, I mean, granted the injuries happened, but the defense wasn't much of a help. You can be Team 40 Burger, but then the opponent is Team 41 Burger, you're not going to fucking win. So, let's fix the defense and worry about Kyle Pitts some other time. Hopefully not opposing us, but we'll see. He may go before us, he may go after us. We may take him still. Who knows? I'm excited. I can't wait. We're just going to have to wait and see. But I got to get to work. I've talked too much. I'm just excited to get back on here and talk. It's been a while. A lot of stuff I've been sitting on for this whole time I've been gone. It's going to take a while to get it all out. But I'm back. Let's see what happens in Cowboys land. Hope for some improvements this year. Go Cowboys. This is VA Dallas Cowboy fan.